Hi there. Welcome to the channel, Colloquia Comica, which actually in Latin doesn't mean comics in our sense, as in these pulp fiction magazines, just comedians, but hey, who cares? Sounds fun. We're just chatting comics, and I didn't plan it this way, but look what arrived. Oh my God. Yeah, I find these unboxing videos really annoying. Like, seems so fake. Like, you didn't want to. You had to wait to open that. But yeah, I was just having. I was gonna do a video on like. Well, I'll do that later. You'll find out. But these arrived, so hell, why not? Let's try it. So before we open them, any ideas what they might be? That one looks a bit heavier than that one, right? Whoa, what's going on? So let's open the small one first, see what it's going to be. Excited? I am. Yeah, I get the idea now why they do these unboxing things. Like, it's a special moment. It's like Christmas. Oh, by the way, I'm not advertising this company. Like, I live abroad, so I have no choice, to get these things imported. Yeah, if I lived in Britain, I'd just go to the local comics shop. So support those if you can. And like a total idiot, I've not got any scissors. Oh, so put it that way, right? Not trying to destroy the thing, getting it out of the box. So I know what we're going to be, but I don't know which one it's going to be first. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Yeah, so I've seen these. But you've seen it before I have now. Yeah. So I got the Flash ones, these DC finest. I got the Flash ones. Talk about those another time. But I couldn't resist. Everyone has their kind of their favorite character. Most people it's Batman. Uh, I couldn't really care less about Batman. He's kind of cool because he's in the universe with Flash. So yeah, I'm a Flash fan. The rest I can kind of take it or leave it. But they're in the Flash. They're in the same universe as Flash. Yeah, so I love all these other characters. But as I say, I got the Flash ones. I couldn't resist getting some of these others. So Hawkman. I read the 90s retcon of Hawkman with his black leather metal wings, kind of like Archangel in X-Men, but it's the 90s, why not? But yeah, I've never read like the early Hawkman stuff. So yeah, I wanted to give this a try. And they could never really decide what to do with the character. So have a look there. I mean, you'll just find out online what it was. But yes, looks amazing. I don't get how he didn't have the wings on his helmet back then. So this is like it's like the early Silver Age stuff, right? Like it was like reincarnation of the Egyptian pharaoh, and then the Silver Age they had him as the Thanagarian, and then in the 90s they kind of said no because he looked basically the same as the Golden Age guy, so it always was that Golden Age guy. And now we got the Thanagarian, which was the guy in, well, at first he was in a kind of police uniform, because this guy doesn't look much like a policeman, does he? But they put him in the police outfit. Then they made it a red outfit, and that didn't go down too well. But then they had when I was reading it, it was when he was he had the black, the leather, full on leather black thing, which is kind of like what the absolute Hawkman looks like right now. It's like it's very much a very much kind of uh, it's a homage to that 90s Hawkman, although they're making the bad guy. See how that goes down. But yeah, I love this. Like it looks like it's going to be like space adventures and stuff. So have a look. This is difficult. We've got a pyramid. So again, I've no idea. I've not read this stuff. Yeah. It's great to have actual stuff I've never read before because I got the Flash. Uh, what are they called? DC Finest, but it's kind of stuff I've read anyway. But just having these volumes, like it's great. But now it's like I've never read this stuff. So he's going to the pyramids there. I've never seen this before. Spoilers for me. And maybe that's in connection to somehow to the Golden Age. So he first turned up, was it Showcase or Brave and the Bold? Mystery in Space. Yeah. Yeah, he first turned up in Brave. He first turned up in Brave and the Bold. That's before it became a total Batman crossover type comic. But then he was a mystery in space because they were Green Lantern had done well as that they Green Lantern the Golden Age one was like magic guy and then they're like no let's make the modern age the atomic age the late 50s the early 60s is the atomic age people looking to not just to the skies but beyond outer space so it doesn't surprise me they're kind of retconning Hawkman as a kind of space cop because that's basically what Green Lantern became. But he's fighting. I've never seen this before. But he's fighting all sorts of. I have no idea what there's Crocodile Man. I love this. I love the wackiness of this period. And I love like how they change like Hawk woman, Hawk girl. Because at this stage, it was just he's just this. They're just Thanagarian cops. I mean, I only know the Silver Age Hawkman from his involvement in that period's Justice League, and it's like I mean, it's because how do they mix? How do they define him from this from the Golden Age version? Because the Golden Age Hawkman basically looked the same. His mouth was a bit weird, like he had the upper and lower side of the beak. I'm not sure how that worked, but pretty much look the same. And then if you see in the Silver Age, when they reintroduced the Golden Age Hawkman, he's just like got a different cowl, like a normal cowl or something. I'm not sure if that was actually in the Golden, because I've not read this. I've certainly not read the Golden Age Hawkman. But yeah, uh, what's going on here? So yeah, he's very much in outer space. Is that what's his name? Kanjaro? That's that. Maybe that's that guy Kanjaro. Or I'm imagining things from he appeared in Justice League quite a lot. Yeah, so this looks great. But yeah, I just like the zany adventures of this period. Oh, and they've got some like Aztec type stuff there. So like maybe harking back to the Golden Age with him being a reincarnation of Khufu in Egypt. Maybe there was another reincarnation in the Aztec Empire. But no, I think they later decided to make out that like they were all just reincarnations. Like how do you keep retconning something until you totally ruin it? Like every retcon, they try to make it better and fix it, but it makes it even more complicated. But I think it's like Benedetti's recent run on Hawkman was really good, even though it was I don't know if anyone bought it, but actually managed to make sense of it and like how he's like his final life was going back to his best life, which was the Golden Age one. So it kind of explains why he's back with the JSA. But then in the recent JSA version, like he died again. It's like that they didn't know that was his last life. He's not coming back. Sorry, but Yeah, so that's maybe is that Adam Strange there? But yeah, it looks like a lot of space adventures. Sorry, I have to go backwards because I've never done this before, and I'm just trying to. But yeah, black hair, so he's very much the Carter Hall, Carter with a K guy. But I think like now that they have the Thanagarians as kind of mixed. You know, like sometimes they have feathered wings, sometimes they have the metal wings, but they basically just make out that they're the same ones. But you know, like you and me, like we don't wear the same clothes every day. Why should these guys? You know, can't they wear different stuff? Oh, so Aquaman turns up. So you know, like I think this is the difficulty with Golden Age ones where they just kept them the same. Like Aquaman and Hawkman, they both basically look the same. I mean, maybe Aquaman had yellow gloves or something, but it's basically the same character, the same secret identity. So, you know, like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they were all the same because they'd always, their books never got cancelled. But when they decided to totally redo Green Lantern, Flash, Atom, Aquaman and Hawkman didn't really get. Imagine they'd done a totally different version. But for some reason, they just kept them pretty much the same, although retcon the origin. But yeah, I'm not sure what Aquaman's doing in here, but you know, they were friends, perhaps. There seems to be some Atom stories in here, although I can't find them right now. But I love this idea that you know, he's like a historian or archaeologist, and he just has all sorts of different weapons throughout Earth history. Oh, here he is. There's the Atom. So they were good friends, right? So yeah, I remember the Justice League, and like either the Atom or the Hawkman book got cancelled in like the late in mid 60s. So they just kind of stuck them together. I don't remember which was which, but Hawkman has had you know a few runs here and there. They're always getting cancelled, but Atom hasn't really had much luck. It's a bit of a small hero, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to reading something wacky and totally new for me. As I say I've read most of the Silver Age Justice League and all the Flash stuff. Flash is the one I've read like basically everything ever they've ever done. But yeah, I love these characters. These are my kind of second tier characters because everyone has their favorites. As I say, for me, maybe you've noticed Flash. These others, they're I got to know them because they're in the Flash universe, as far as I'm concerned. But you know, I most people, it's like you know, the Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman is the Trinity. But my top three would be Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and after that, definitely Hawkman, Atom, Metamorpho from his appearances in Justice League Europe really introduced me to that character. Firestorm and Black Lightning, I love those characters, like because those are the characters that are kind of that they're not Silver Age. Like all these are Silver Age characters. That's Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, then Hawkman, Atom, Metamorpho. Uh, so Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, sorry. I can take them or leave them. They're great, but you know, I really want to get into this wings across time. So, by the way, I don't work for DC or anything. It's just I just spontaneous decided to do this because the books just happened to turn up. But anyway, we've got Hawkman. Wow, what's this? So, yeah, that's. but they're not damaged. They, plural. So it's not one of those huge omnibus, but two, two of the other ones are fantastic. So yeah, they seem to have arrived okay. So yeah, we've got Hawkman as the early, is it late 50s, early 60s? The Green Lantern, they've not started with the, as you would expect, the showcase stuff, and then go from Green Lantern number one. No, they've just. I think this the nice thing about DC Finest that if you feel like you have to go from the very beginning every single time, like you never get to the good stuff if maybe it's later. If you feel you have to go through every single issue, uh, uh, and also Aquaman. Um, so the Hawkman stuff I've never read, and the Silver Age, none of it. Green Lantern I've read like the first few, like back in the 90s, I had those archive, like expensive archive, like hardback versions. Uh, and they were pretty slim compared to this. I mean, this, I don't know how many issues are here, but it looks great. Uh, but I would never have gotten up to this. I don't know which issues this is. So this is like Green Lantern. Oh, it's 19 to 39. So that's, I never actually got that far. Yeah. I'm tempted to, just read the earlier ones on DC Universe first, just online before I get to these ones. But I like to have as much as possible like physical stuff because yeah, I'm half blind from trying to read, trying to read, staring at the screen all the time. But a lot of these, and yeah, I'm pretty sure my dad had some of these when he was a kid. 'Cause his brother like swapped all of his comics at school. That's the legend. So he lost all of his comics. I'm trying to flip it the other way. Because I'm right-handed, so it's not easy. Yeah. Oh no, I'll just do it the other way. It's too hard for me to flip it backwards. Yeah. So maybe it looks like they're just skipping onto the stories. I'm guessing the defeat of Green Lantern is referring to like Carol becoming Star Sapphire for the first time. And, now with what's going on, like in 599, sorry, I go with the legacy numbers. Green Lantern 599, like he was going to propose to Carol, but, you know, it's they have to they've been kept this will they won't they thing going on since the 60s. But now Carol is actually established as Star Sapphire as like a heroine in her own right. So it's been a long time coming. Like she goes through phases where she's Star Sapphire, she's possessed. Johns has it like they're like pink lanterns. It's the Pink Lantern, but they finally seems to be doing something interesting with her, and so uh, hopefully their relationship will develop, regardless of whether they get married or not. But it all seems to start here. Yeah. So the defeat of Green Lantern is not militarily or it's more emotionally. So that's his his friend, right? The guy who knows his identity. Is that Black Mask? Black Mask? Black Hand? Black Hand. So he was the guy in well, the Black Land. Yeah, now they all have to have rings now. Like Black Lantern Corps. So yeah, I've never seen any of these before. I have read some of the Silver Age Green Lantern, but yeah, it seems a lot of it starts here. They've introduced the Guardians. Um, Again, it'll be just great to get into some of these. It's all like totally new for me. So, and I wonder how often they have to have the editor's note to remind us. of Green Lantern's weakness. But yeah, this looks great. Oh yeah, there's that guy Hector Hammond. Uh, we'll see. Oh, a Guardian for some reason. Interesting. Oh, Yellow Ball, of course. So we'll find out what goes on with these. Again, at some stage while I have a week off from work, so I'm just going to chill out and read these. If there's one story that stands out, I may do a close reading video, but you don't want to sit here while I. And for me, like again, as what I said earlier, like essentially, I get into all these characters just because they're Flash's friends. Like Green Lantern and Flash, they just go together so well. The Golden Age, Silver Age, whatever you want to call it, 90s age, Kyle and Wally, Hal and Barry, Hal and Wally, Jay and Alan, and the current JSA, they've really fleshed out Jay and Alan's relationship. Alan's like, I don't want anything to do with all this, all these other heroes, and Jay's more into it. But yeah, I can't wait to see what's going on with this Flash story. Oh yeah, I've read this one. Yeah, because that's in the greatest Flash stories ever told one. Yeah, the false Green Lanterns. Yeah, because he's like Flash is running on Green Lanterns. Uh, like I don't know, he makes some kind of green floating road in the sky for Flash to run on. And it's like, hang on a minute, something not right here. But that's how he works out that he's a false Green Lantern. But yeah, most of this is totally new. Oh, here we go. So this is. So I don't know exactly when they introduce Carol, but it's going to be fun to see the origins of their relationship. I think she's his boss at work or something. Here we go. The original, the original costume, and they kind of, they kind of forget that she has kind of always been Star Sapphire, but it's like she was kind of possessed or something. So the kind of the seeds of the idea that Parallax was actually some entity possessing Hal. The seeds of that were already there with the Carol thing, right? That Carol, she never remembered being either villain or heroine because she was always just possessed by this pink lantern entity. Predator, was it, or something? I can't remember. But the seeds were already there. Like if she was possessed and became evil, why not him? So yeah, it's a bit ridiculous when they retcon a hero that went evil and he wasn't responsible, so we can bring him back. But it's kind of there already in the mythos. So John's, take him or leave him, but he worked that out quite well. His Green Lantern stuff is kind of central to the mythos. But yeah, this looks great, and just all sorts of wacky space adventure stuff. Because as we say, we were going into space back then, so a lot of people were wondering about the cosmos. So the comics reflect those times. Green Lantern and Flash again. It's inevitable that characters will get redefined for different periods. Oh, I love that. I don't know what's going on. Is Carol marrying someone else? Well, read it and find out. Well, anyway, that's the Green Lantern one. Whoa. So, so Green Lantern, I've read a few of the early ones, the Showcase, maybe the first few issues. Hawkman, nothing from the Silver Age. I thought I'd read all the Silver Age Aquaman, like, oh, I'll just start with issue number one, right? But then I realized there's all this other stuff before his actual series. So obviously he was a Golden Age character, which is pretty much the same guy. Uh, yeah, they retcon a few bits here and there. They jump forwards and backwards with is he the lighthouse keeper's son? Is he the king of Atlantis? They retcon a lot of this stuff. They were doing the same with Submariner. Like it's debatable who discovered Atlantis first. But uh, I really didn't know, where the Silver Age begins with Aquaman because the Golden Age appearances, but it's a bit blurry where the Silver Age one begins. But it's kind of where they start to have him be the king of Atlantis and all this. I mean, is in the name, isn't it? King of Atlantis, kind of. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to reading this because it seems that there's going to be a lot of stuff before his actual series begins. And I've kind of more or less traced where the Aquaman stories go after his series got cancelled in the 60s. Because, Aquaman's always going to get cancelled. Sorry, Jeremy Adams is like, it's going to get cancelled again at some point. You just know it. But Aquaman was always going to cancel. Like the original run was like 60 issues. Like a more recent one was around 60 issues. Uh, I don't know why, uh, but a lot of the Aquaman stuff after the cancellation of his series was in like other books, adventure comics and stuff. And I followed those. It's the death of Aqua Baby. All that takes place outside of his own book. But I just recently found out that it was a similar case before he had his own book. Yeah, so, and I found that a bit weird, like because when I was reading Aquaman 1, it's all established. It was like, okay, where was this established? Was it the Golden Age one? But apparently this is, it was in Showcase, it was in Action Comics, maybe a few other things. He's all over the place, so that's what I like about these. It's not just like number one, two, three. They're, curating all the stuff from a period. So anyway, let's have a read of this. So I can't read backwards, but Aquaman, we're being attacked by a whole army of prehistoric fish. We'll never get out of this trap. Since the introduction of Aqualad there, like he can control fish, but not prehistoric ones, apparently. Why not? Find out. But anyway, maybe we'll have a quick look. Whoa, there's some other Aquaman there. There's Aqualad starting off. And the kind of environmental messages that we still need to pay heed to. Yeah, like Aquaman is. Yeah, but I've always found Aquaman interesting. Because they always play him up as a joke, but like they all look. If you take it too seriously, they all look a bit ridiculous. It's the fun. But I just love this period because they're so creative. Oh yeah, I remember this one. That's maybe one. That's maybe the first issue or something. But I love how creative they are. Like all sorts of crazy stuff goes on. The 70s they got a bit more realistic in tone, like or at least trying to deal with more serious issues because basically, the readership had grown up along with the books. But But I love this period because although the stories can be a bit naff, and they're really short, everything's resolved so quickly until the next alien invasion. But there's so many quintessential aspects of the mythology that were invented in this period. Not all of it, maybe not that one, but it's a period that's so formative for later periods that it's just great to see how this stuff came together and put the modern runs into context. Because I love it when they get like some like obscure thing and that's just been forgotten and just reintroduce it. Like they just reintroduced Superman's ex-girlfriend as a support character in Aquaman because it was I forget her name. It's like some mermaid woman who's now an Aquaman character. But yeah, I've read the first couple of issues here, but all of this stuff from Adventure Comics and Showcase, totally new for me. So this is going to be great. A lot to read. Anyway, I've not got much to say about this because I've not read it myself yet, but it's going to be a good couple of weeks reading all of this. Oh yeah, the art looks a lot more golden agey here, so I don't know how far back that goes. But, I mean, with Green Lantern and Flash, clearly, uh, there's a clear line where the golden age begins and the others end. But Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they just continue. Aquaman, Hawkman, it's a bit blurry exactly which one's which. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, these look great. So, you can read all of these on DC Universe, the app. They have. I don't know. Maybe they've not got these, but I like the physical copy if I can. I'm not going to read everything physical, but stuff like this that is so central to the mythos. I want to kind of have it as a possession forever. So I've got Silver Age, Hawkman, Aquaman, and Green Lantern. So yeah, get back to me if any of you have either read these, thinking of reading one of them. Are there any of the DC Finest books that you're interested in? Because I'm already thinking of my next one, Metamorpho. Yeah, I've got to get the Metamorpho one, but you know, three at a time. Anyway, let me know which one you'd like to read, or if there's a period you'd like them to make into a DC Finest volume. Let them know, not me. Tell them. Anyway, I should be going, so over and out. Take care.